Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Gabriel Martinelli says he was convinced Manchester United were going to sign him. Arsenal star Gabriel Martinelli has revealed he was totally convinced that Manchester United were going to sign him a few years ago. The young Brazilian has been a revelation in North London. He is one of Arsenal's most impressive players, and his brilliant performances have even earned him a call up to Brazil's World Cup squad. Things, however, could have been very different. Before Martinelli joined Arsenal and became the star he is today, the Brazilian faced rejection from two of the biggest clubs in world football, Manchester United and Barcelona. The now 21-year-old revealed how he spent some time at Manchester United and even took part in numerous trials. He was also allowed to meet many of the club's senior players. Martinelli claims he was absolutely convinced that the Red Devils would sign him after his trials, but Manchester United decided he wasn't good enough. He revealed that the same happened at Barcelona as well, which really shook him. The Arsenal star wrote in the Players' Tribune, "I used to be part of this project at Manchester United. I was actually there for several trials. I even met many of the senior players. When I was 17, I had my last session there, so I went back to Brazil waiting for news. One day my dad called me into the living room. He had spoken to my agent and, well, United had said no. Not just no for this year, but no, we don't want him at all. To be honest, I was shaken. They had seen me play several times and I was sure they were going to sign me. You know, a few weeks later, I got another trial at Barcelona. I spent 15 days there. They didn't want me either. That was easier to accept because it wasn't just one trial. Still, I remember sitting down with my dad and saying, what are we going to do? Manchester United and Barcelona loss has proved to be Arsenal's gain. The Gunners signed the Brazilian for just £6 million in 2019. His value has probably gone up tenfold, and fans of Manchester United will be wondering what their scouting department was thinking when they rejected a chance to sign someone as good as him. Arsenal tell sponsors they are set to agree to a new contract with Bukayo Saka. Arsenal have told their sponsors that they are very confident of agreeing a new contract with Bukayo Saka, with the news expected on the matter sometime in the near future. The 21-year-old is one of the Gunners' brightest players and has a big future in the sport. Therefore, the London club want to tie him down and have been locked in negotiations with the winger for many months in order to get the deal done. According to Football Insider, Arsenal have told their commercial partners already that they expect a full agreement to be secured soon, as Saka is a valuable asset for them also. Saka's contract is set to be a 5-year deal, which is going to be worth around £52 million in total. The 21-year-old will earn around £20,000 a week, which will put him in with the Gunners' top earners. Saka has been at Arsenal his whole career so far and has played a total of 151 games for the Gunners, scoring 28 goals and bagging a further 35 assists for the London club's senior team. The youngster is a gem on and off the pitch, and it's no surprise that Arsenal want to reward him for his efforts. Mikel Arteta's side are heading in the right direction, and keeping players such as Saka is key to that. Fabrizio Romano comments suggest Arsenal have just pulled off a masterstroke. On Friday, Arsenal announced that Edu had become the club's first ever sporting director. Edu, who enjoyed a fruitful playing career at Arsenal, became the Gunners' technical director in 2019. The 44-year-old has overseen significant change at the club in the right direction. Edu's shrewd transfer business has helped Arsenal grow and reach the Premier League summit this season. The Brazilian has now been rewarded for his superb work at the Emirates Stadium. Already in charge of men's and women's operations, Edu's new remit extends to Arsenal academy activities. He will work with Per Mertesacker with a view to improving the bridge between the first team setup and the academy. As per Fabrizio Romano, there were 3 European clubs circling around Edu with a view to snapping him up. Romano tweet reads, Edu Gasper officially nominated as Arsenal first ever sport director, promotion with more responsibilities as his work has been excellent. Understand Arsenal wanted to make Edo's position stronger as 3 European clubs had his name in the list as a new director. As Edo is a permanent member of staff, he is not on a contract like a member of the first team squad would be. This means it would be easier for other clubs to snap him up in promoting him. Arsenal have pulled off yet another masterstroke. They have shown commitment to him, and in turn, Edo has committed to the Gunners. He has been crucial for the club so far, and over the coming years, he will hopefully help them get back to the heights they deserve to be at. Mikel Arteta makes it clear that Man City are favourites for the league title. Although Arsenal have had an amazing start to the season, having won 12 of their 14 games so far, it was only last week that we managed to get a 5-point lead over Man City after their shock defeat to Brentford. It's a great feeling to be a Gunner at the moment, but we think we can honestly say that most pundits simply don't believe that we can maintain the distance to Pep Guardiola's team when the season restarts after the World Cup. Mikel Arteta also says that history tells us that all the clubs still have the best squad, best manager, and can never be written off in the marathon that is the title race. Arteta told Football London when asked about whether Arsenal are now favourites to win the title. He went on to say, "We are today, but in football, today and tomorrow are very different, so let's enjoy the time. Do something. Just look at the last 6 years, what Manchester City have done with the best manager in the world, the best team in the world. They have shown it consistently in every single competition. We have to be very, very respectful of that." Of course, Arteta is right that his old club should be respected, and it's also a fact that with our thin squad, a spate of injuries could severely weaken our chances of continuing our amazing winning run. Who knows, maybe Pep Guardiola will live to regret letting Arteta take Gabriel Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko last summer. But, as Arteta says, let us enjoy the moment right now, and we shall see what happens after Christmas. Guendouzi reveals what it was like for him at Arsenal. Matteo Guendouzi has recalled his time at Arsenal and insists he had a special bond with the club. The Frenchman was a key player on the team under Unai Emery and also got some chances when Mikel Arteta became the club's manager. But gradually, the Spanish gaffer no longer trusted him and they eventually fell out. Arsenal sent Guendouzi out on loan for 2 consecutive seasons before he sealed a permanent transfer to Olympique Marseille. He has become one of the best players at the Ligue 1 club and has been named in the France squad for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. He told GQ in France, "It was hard to leave Arsenal because I had a special connection to that club, like a lot of young French players who saw Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, and many others go through there. I never cheated. I always tried to give the best of myself for the club and the fans, but I no longer had the game time I wanted, and when you are young, you need to play a lot of games." We knew Guendouzi was a top talent, and we even considered him to become the Arsenal captain after Granit Xhaka lost the armband in 2019. However, his hot head got the better of him and ruined his relationship with Arteta. His career progress will not surprise most of us because we knew he could do big things if he had the right attitude. Club chief says Edu came close to landing Lisandro Martinez this summer. Arsenal might be enjoying a fine season in the Premier League, but their squad could have been even better had they got their way in the summer. Despite signing the likes of Gabriel Jesus, Alexander Zinchenko and Fabio Vieira, Arsenal were well in the mix to sign others as well, one of which was Manchester United defender Lisandro Martinez. The Argentinian was heavily linked with Arsenal before making the move to Old Trafford, and speaking to The Athletic, former United goalkeeper and current Ajax chief executive Edwin van der Sar says he did indeed reject Arsenal's offer. Van der Sar told The Athletic, "Arsenal came earlier for Lisandro, but it was an amount where we said, thank you very much for the offer, but we'd rather keep the player than start negotiating." With United, it was a little bit different. Over the years, we have had a few conversations, Daily Blind, Donny van de Beek. My job is making sure I make the best decisions for Ajax. Of course, it matters little now given Arsenal's brilliant start to the season. Martinez, meanwhile, has been impressive in Manchester and is set for a big role in the World Cup. You can see exactly why Arsenal tried to sign Martinez. He is good on the ball, strong in the tackle, and has a desire about him that Mikel Arteta would love. In the end, it came down to Ajax simply liking United's bid. Van der Sar probably played his part in helping his former club out as well. For Martinez, the move to England has been a good one. Arsenal is interested in 19-year-old Brazilian defender Robert Renan. Arsenal has been one of the best clubs for young players who want to develop, and Mikel Arteta has continued with that tradition. The Spanish manager has made the Gunners the top in the Premier League this season, and they are now contenders for the title. Arsenal's average age is low compared to the most of their rivals, and they continue to search for young players who will keep their team young and competitive. The latest younger attracting their attention is the Brazilian defender Robert Renan. According to Gazzetta Esportiva, the 19-year-old plays for Corinthians and featured in 10 league games for them in 2022. He is a top player in the making, and Arsenal seems to have seen enough to suggest he will do well for them. However, they haven't made an official bid for his signature yet. Brazilian players have impressed at the Emirates in the last few seasons, and it gives us the confidence to sign more. Renan is so young that we can allow him to remain at his present home to develop further after signing him. However, he might want to join a club that will field him immediately. If that becomes a big deal, it will be hard to add him to our squad considering the quality of players ahead of him. Arsenal interested in a move for Ligue 1 teenager Fares Chaibi. Arsenal has been linked with a move for Toulouse youngster Fares Chaibi as they target more reinforcement to their squad. The Gunners have had a good season and will hope the second half also turns out successfully. As they do well, they have their eyes on players that can make their team better. A report on Foot Mercato reveals they have an interest in Chaibi as he shines in the French league. The 19-year-old plays as a midfielder and has just broken into the first team, but he already has admirers all over Europe. Mikel Arteta loves to work with youngsters who can thrive in his team, and Fares could be the next he adds to his squad. We have been the home for budding young talents for several seasons, which should make it easy for us to convince him to join us. However, he has played less than 10 league games for his present employers and probably needs more development. At Arsenal, he will probably be sent to our youth team initially if he joins now. Perhaps we should be more patient and allow him to develop more before bringing him to England. Arsenal dealt major blow in pursuit of Leicester City Star Youri Tielemans. Arsenal have been dealt a major blow in their pursuit of Leicester City midfielder Youri Tielemans. Tielemans is set to be out of contract at the end of the season, and all signs were pointing towards the Belgian midfielder leaving the club on a free transfer. With the World Cup approaching, Tielemans has the chance to express himself in the shop window. However, Leicester City aren't resigned to losing Tielemans, and according to the Daily Mail, they are quietly confident of securing him to a new contract. Fabrizio Romano confirmed to Couch Offside via his Substack column that Arsenal had Tielemans on their list of transfer targets and were considering making a move to sign him in the January transfer window. Arsenal may need to consider other targets after this recent news, and there is no doubt that Leicester's upturn in form will have a major influence on Tielemans' decision. Tielemans would offer Arsenal some much needed depth in the midfield area. However, it remains to be seen how accurate this update is. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.